Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis are already campaigning in Iowa. And Ron DeSantis, who has been getting the media treatment for some time, is getting a harsh lesson today. But I like this story. He slams a reporter for trying to set him up. But this is the game, my friend. This is a lesson today for you as to how the media crafts false narratives. And I'm going to break it down for you. Bravo to Ron DeSantis for calling this out. Basically, what happens is DeSantis is meeting with voters. He's taking pictures. He's talking to people. And a reporter asks him why he isn't taking questions from voters. Well, that's weird. He literally was. So why would they ask? It's a framing technique. So when they write their article, they can say, many people seemed upset. They don't explain why. I asked, why weren't you taking questions from voters? Ron DeSantis snaps at me, creating the false impression that DeSantis wasn't taking questions so they can write something and you cannot sue them. Let me tell you some stories. Let's read the news first. Are you blind? Are you blind? Tense moment. Ron DeSantis snaps at Associated Press reporter for asking why he took no questions from voters while surrounded by supporters. You see how the headlines are already starting to do it, to push the lie. Let me show you the video here, because I do believe they have the video right here. Here we go. Oh, I got to turn the sound on for you.
Why not take any questions from voters, Governor? Governor, how come you're not taking questions from voters?
No, not coming up to me, talking to me. What are you talking about? I'm not here working with people. Are you blind? What? Are you blind?
I'm not blind.
Okay, so people are coming up to me, talking to me, whatever they want to talk to me about.
Oh, I love that. I'm sorry. Look, we were ragging on DeSantis over charisma and stuff, but that was masterfully delivered. So much respect. Are you blind? I'd expect him to ask the one time snarkily, but then he really sticks it to the guy. Are you blind? Are you blind? Very nice. Very nicely done. You see how the headline's already crafted to make it seem like he wasn't taking questions? This is how they do it. Snaps after Associated Press reporter asks him why he took no questions from voters while surrounded by supporters. Already, they are creating the narrative he's not taking questions when he literally is. It's remarkable. There was a guy, he wrote for the Boston Globe, I think it was. And he had written that there was a certain individual, this is years ago, during the Berkeley riots. He wrote that a guy was a white nationalist. And I said, what? Why would he write that? That's so weird. Because the guy's writing about it's in a mixed race family with a mixed race kid. And so I messaged him and I was like, hey, that guy you're writing about's got him, his wife is black and his kid's mixed race. And he was like, yes, so. And I'm like, well, you called him a white nationalist. And he said, is he a nationalist? And I'm like, he is a nationalist. And he goes, is he white? And I'm like, he is a white man. Yes. And he goes, then he's a white nationalist. And I'm like, wow, that's how evil these people are. This was the setup. They say Ron DeSantis exploded at an AP reporter on Thursday for asking why he was taking no questions from voters at a campaign stop in Manchester. The 2024 Republican presidential hopeful began the event alongside his wife, et cetera, et cetera. In a swipe at Trump, he vowed to end the culture of losing that has infected the Republican Party. That's not a swipe at Trump. It's a swipe at McConnell. He then met some of his 250 supporters in the crowd to pose for selfies and sign autographs when he lashed out at journalist Steve Peoples. Blah, blah, blah. The Florida governor was chatting to voters individually, but didn't take questions from reporters. And there it is. I despise these people so much. I'm sorry. I just have so much hatred for the corporate press. You see, what happened was DeSantis decided to take questions from regular people to talk to them one-on-one. That's fantastic. Good job. And the press said, why won't you talk to me instead? And cried and whined and then lied. Fire these people. Shut down these companies. One of the greatest moments of my career. I was at an event called News Exchange. This was in Morocco. I was invited. There was a whole bunch of big speakers. You had Christian Amanpour there. Big stage with thousands of journalists in the audience. And then I said something about if you don't understand the where technology is going, whatever. I was like, if you don't know what you're doing, fire all of these people. And they were just like, well, I never. Oh. Yeah, they didn't invite me back. Yeah, fire them all. They don't understand. They don't understand authenticity. They don't understand the internet. They don't understand people. These reporters tend to be elitists who think they are owed something. You're not. And that's one of the reasons they really hated Trump. He cut them out of the picture by tweeting. And now you can see they're going to do the same thing to DeSantis, because he's going to come out and he's going to say, I'm going to talk to the people. I'm not talking to you. You don't matter. What do I care what you have to say? You're going to lie anyway, right? And now they're having a temper tantrum. Jonathan Allen, he is a, best-selling author, NBC News. He says, after declining to take audience questions after his first New Hampshire campaign event, DeSantis lashed out at a reporter for asking him about why he was chatting with members of the crowd individually. I respect that framing of it. Yes, he was chatting with members of the crowd one-on-one, answering questions for them specifically. I think it's great. And then also, wait, just as an aside, what? Tim Pool trending with What is a Woman? Tom Morello. Oh, thanks, guys. The far left, they love tweeting my name out. Here we go. I love this one. DeSantis tells an Iowa voter we're going to do ballot harvesting. I'm doing it, yes. Says he won't fight with one hand tied behind my back. Here's the video.
Yes, we will. So each state is different, right? So like in Nevada, they send everyone a ballot, which is bad. But we're going to do ballot harvesting. I'm doing it, yes. I'm not going to fight with one hand tied behind my back.
Right on. Hey, look, man, I like Ron DeSantis, right? We got this from the Daily Freeman. I'm not sure what this is, but one of the first articles to actually write about it, because seemingly nobody is for some reason. DeSantis barnstorms New Hampshire and Trump returns to Iowa as rivalry intensifies. We got them both. Look, I don't care for the Trump-DeSantis rivalry, right? I think it's silly that Trump is ragging on DeSantis. I think, DeSantis is being a little bit reserved. They're claiming he's firing back at Trump, and it's just like, he didn't say Trump's name, and I don't agree with that. In the end, either of these men I will be satisfied with. I lean towards Trump because I think Trump is going to go in and fire everybody. He was asked a question, I think it was today, and they were like, we're going to make America great again. He says, I only need 5 months. We don't need 4. He's like, we don't need 8 years. We need 5 months. I like it. Trump's going to go in and he's going to start firing people. He's going to get revenge. I hope. I don't know if he actually will, but that's the horse that I'm willing to bet on. Ron DeSantis, I think, would also do a very, very good job. And I think what we're seeing now is the smear machines coming out. Ron DeSantis has given the right everything they've wanted in Florida. Everything. So why would there be an assumption that he's going to get elected to federal office and then not continue that? The narrative coming out of the Trump camp and from Trump people is that you can't trust him. He's swampy. He's working with people like Ken Griffin, things like that. Team Jeb. Maybe. But look, man, you've got people on the other side saying Trump can't win. Voters don't like him. They would prefer Biden. And that's why Ron DeSantis is the real opportunity. And there's some truth to that as well. But I got to tell you, look, I see 2 different guys, and I got to say, good news. The Democrats have nobody. All right. Democrats have nothing. Who do they got? Joe Biden? Pete Buttigieg? Yeah, right. So they're going to run Biden because they don't got anything else, and it's not going to work. Meanwhile, on the right, you got too many people. Let's be real here. You got Trump, you got DeSantis, Tim Scott, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Glenn Youngkin, Kristi Noem. You've got a bunch of people to a sliding scale of viability. Now, let's be real. Donald Trump, probably the most likely. I got this fly. It won't leave. Donald Trump is the most likely to win. That's obvious. Ron DeSantis, of course, coming in second. This is predicted, we're showing. Tim Scott likely won't win. Mike Pence likely won't. Nikki Haley, Glenn Youngkin, Kristi Noem. But you can actually point out the varying degrees of charisma and notoriety and accomplishment. On the left, you have nothing. Name one. Gavin Newsom, maybe? Everyone always goes Oprah, Michelle Obama, or something like that. And it's like, yeah, people who aren't in politics, perhaps. Trump wasn't. Maybe Michelle Obama is their key. But all I got to say is, look, the Trump people and the DeSantis people should be careful about how they engage in this rhetoric and these attacks, because it may come down to having to support one or the other. And, I'm telling you, if Trump gets the nomination and DeSantis people don't vote for him, you're out of your mind. And if DeSantis gets the nomination and Trump supporters don't vote for him, you're out of your mind. Like, it's one of these two. Trump right now is my primary vote. Let's see how things go. DeSantis has charisma problems. I hope his people listen because I would love to see him succeed. It's not going to be super easy, but let's fix that. Here's what you get. You get with Donald Trump, you've got over charisma. He's arrogant, he's brash, but he is more charismatic. With Ron, it's completely inverted. He may be more stoic and more reserved, but with that comes a lack of charisma. Figure it out, guys. And I don't care for this Trump v. DeSantis stuff. Obviously, there's a primary, and there will be, but let's keep it above the belt. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.